Good morning, guys. Welcome to Monday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well. Excuse me. Hope you're all doing well this morning. Whether the weather isn't as bad as it is here today. Really shocking day in terms of just rain non-stop, and that's had its effect, of course, as you'd expect on the racing today. Salisbury are actually forced to abandon their final fixture of the year, which was a real shame. And Windsor, they had to inspect at 8:30 this morning, but that was fine in the end. It did pass Windsor, pass its inspection, but it's going to be really testing conditions there today. No doubt about that. Heavy ground, I believe, at Windsor today, and fairly similar up at Sedgefield as well. So just the two meetings taking place, one over flat, one over jumps. Bit of a tricky Monday, but there were 4 horses. I think in total 7 horses made a short list last night, and 2 of them were wiped off from Salisbury. 1 of them was wiped off from Windsor just on account of the ground. But there was still 4 horses I was pretty keen on for today. So we do have a full set of selections, if you like, and hopefully we can have a decent day to bounce back from what was a little bit of a frustrating weekend in the whole, from Monday through to Sunday. A really excellent week last week, but it was a shame we saw Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday were really good, and then didn't quite happen over the weekend. Would have been nice to spread that out a little bit more, but yeah, delivering profit at the moment, and hopefully we can have a really good day today, as I say, to kickstart the week like we did last week. Yeah, kickstart it and start as we mean to go on. Of course, it's going to be testing in this ground, but sometimes you can just wipe out a few horses as well on account of the ground as well. So just a reminder, this is a live Q&A session. If you did want to join in, that's any questions, whether you've got them now or later, please do feel free to join in. You can email as well, joe@freeracingtips.co.uk. You can get in touch via Facebook as well, facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold. Plenty of ways for you to get in touch. And do always feel free to just send me an email. I'm only on the other end of an email, and we'll always respond to any questions you might have, or even if you've just got a general horse racing query, or you just want a bit of a chat. I'll do my very best to respond to you as soon as possible. And you know, just because I offer 4 tips a day, that doesn't mean that's where it has to stop for you. If you are the sort of person that likes more tips, or you just want to have a few more bets, then please do feel free to get in touch and we can work something out there as well. But FRT Gold, as you all know, it's all for you. It's so you guys have the best possible experience from horse racing. We try to be a bit more than a tipping service. That's why we offer the magazine and the personal touch and the free race days, which I think we're going to look to be doing rather than sort of little events and doing them often, just do them for the big events. That's where we've had real interest. So perhaps maybe there'll probably be some in January. There's some really good racing in January at sort of Kempton Park and Sandown as well. But even if it's not that, there's action in December. At the start of December, I think you got races such as the Tingle Creek and things like that. And then of course we'll look to do as many days at Cheltenham as we can. So yeah, they're really looking forward to the jump season getting underway. We're just about there now, to be honest. I know you got the Racing Post Trophy as your last big flat race at the end of the month, but for many, I think Champions Day is a bit of a curtain drawer on the flat season, and that takes place on Saturday, of course. But that's going to be a really tough field by the looks of things, with just how the ground's looking there at the moment. Hopefully we can have as dry week as possible at Ascot, because you don't really want to see these world-class races being raced on sort of soft or heavy ground, anything like that. But that's all in the future. We'll focus on today for now. As I say, hopefully we can have a good day. Any questions, get in touch. But we'll start off the day by looking at our premium tip, and that goes in the 2 o'clock at Windsor. And our tip here is Chevalier, and that's currently a 7-4 shot. That's from 9-4 this morning. There is a sort of 6-1 non-runner, so a tiny bit of rule 4 there, but nothing too much, and a little bit of support in the markets, I would say, for this horse. Now, Chevalier has been a little bit frustrating to follow recently. Has been second, I think, in his last 3 runs, I believe. Yeah, second in the last 3 runs. So that's a little bit frustrating, but I think the horse's experience could actually be vital in this, and what's going to be a really tough race. It's going to be, it's heavy ground. It's 6 furlongs. It's 2-year-olds. It's not going to be the easiest race to win. It's going to take some getting, and although some might think Chevalier is becoming a little bit exposed, I think actually the horse's experience and the fact that he does have some form with cut in the ground will actually really suit in this one. I think there'll be a few of them that might just need this run, a first time out on heavy ground like this. So you just wonder if they're going to quite have the attitude or even just the stamina or the fitness for this. Chevalier doesn't have that. It's certainly race fit. Richard Hannon's in decent form at the moment as well. he's producing plenty of winners, and I just think does look to be the best bet in this race and should go well. As I say, a little bit of form on a bit when there's a bit of cut in the ground. This is of course a new challenge for Chevalier as well, but the experience, the know-how, and the fact that this horse hasn't been running bad races, second isn't bad, I think should mean that he'll have enough to come out and top on this one. So that's the 2 o'clock at Windsor. It's Chevalier, and that's currently a 9-4 shot. Your next best bet today, now that goes in the 240 at Sedgefield. Should be a decent enough day at Sedgefield over the jumps there, of course. And our tip here is Rosero, and that's currently a 3-1 shot at the moment. So a decent bit of value there. I think I'm just going to have a quick look at what the latest going is at Sedgefield. It's going to be fairly soft, you would think, but just going to let that out. But yeah, it's Rosero, and that's currently a 3-1 shot that runs for Donald McCain with Wilson Rennick on board. It's actually good to soft in places there, so it's not the worst ground by any stretch of the imagination, and this doesn't look to be the most competitive encounter, if I'm honest. And I think this horse could be the one to beat. I think has been a bit keen in his 2 races so far, and I think Wilson Rennick, if he can get him settled early on, then I think this horse has a great chance for the Donald McCain yard. A bit of experience will be vital. I think should settle a little bit better now. Now he probably knows a bit more about his job, and on flat and point-to-point form, I think that suggests that Rosero is very much the one to beat, and I'm surprised it's not favourite, to be honest. As I say, probably needs to get a bit settled. There doesn't look to be an obvious pace on, but you think that you want a little bit of a decent gallop, I think, for Rosero, and I just think if he gets that and does just settle, I think this horse could have class and could have plenty more to show. And I think, as I say, it's not the strongest of contests, and I think this one might just be the most open to improvement. And I think Rosero has a good chance there in the 240 at Sedgefield of giving us a nice next best bet winner at 3-1. The little earner for today, that goes in the 230 at Windsor. So all the races taking place, or all our tips taking place, sort of in a bit of a cluster, to be honest, which can be a good thing. It can be a really quick fire way to get winners. And our tip here, we have Buckleberry. Now, there's been 3 non-runners in this race. Just going to look, and only 2 of them have been sort of since we've tipped the horse. And there's actually those non-runners 6-1, so a little bit of rule 4, but the others are at 11-1, tiniest amount. So it's probably going to be about 15p or so, 15p, maybe 20p to the pound in your. No, sorry, I missed that. As a Dream was declared a non-runner this morning. Severity was declared at 9.25. So yeah, there's only going to be about 15 or 20 pence in the pounds worth of rule 4 here. But Buckleberry wasn't 9-1 when first hit, was then 8-1 when sent out by the emails because it was being backed that quickly, and is now at 6-1. And yes, there is a bit of rule 4, but there's certainly a bit of support for this horse. And despite the sole win coming on good to firm ground, the horse does actually have some experience on a testing surface and was second on soft ground here at Windsor earlier this campaign. So clearly doesn't mind the track and doesn't mind a little bit of a testing surface. Of course, this is going to be even more testing, but many of these you just don't have a clue how they're going to get on in this. And so I think that just the heavy ground, Buckleberry, I think, ticks more boxes than most on this and might just handle the ground. Danny Brock's on board as well, and I actually think he's a really, really good jockey and has all it takes to be a professional. And the fact that he still claims £3 for being an apprentice is a real bonus. And I think in a race like this, where it's going to be a bit of a slog, those £3 could come in absolutely, or they could be key to Buckleberry's chances. And I think look to be a nice each way price now, as I say, at about 6-1. Not so much of the each way value there. Just can see how many runners are left in. No, you've still got 9 runners left in, so you do still get your 3 places for the each way betting, but you'd probably rather just be having a 1-point single on this one, really, at 6-1 rather than going each way. That's the little earner for today. And talking of the 1-point singles, our one today goes in the 310 at Sedgefield. And our tip here is the Society Man, currently around about the 9-2 mark. So plenty of value out there today, I think, and I'm actually feeling good that we can have a decent day. I think we've got a few horses that are going to handle these testing conditions, and just a few of them that have the experience needed to now come out on top. But yeah, I'm looking forward to today's action. Hopefully we'll have a decent enough day. It's going to be a bit of a slog, no doubt about that, but we could probably get used to that right through until about March time, can't we? It's going to be the way of things now. You're going to be having horses that really do like a bit of mud. But yeah, that's just about it for today's video. Just a reminder, you can get in touch whenever you like by giving me an email or get in touch via Facebook. But for now, that's just about it for today's video. There'll be one once again tomorrow, but thanks for watching today. Have a good Monday. Have a good Monday. Hopefully things clear up for you weather-wise, and hopefully it does here as well. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.